Okay, let's see. Hi, everybody. Hi, Carol. Hi, Lizzie. Let us know if you can hear us in the chat. Hi, Flapper. Can't see how many people. Hi, Revealing. How are you? Hi, Lulu's mom. So we have a lot of interesting people ready to see HD Tudor. Yes, Carol has a comment. I have to say HD Tudor's video on why people hate Megan's vocal fry is brilliant and a backup with science. Interesting. I haven't seen that one. Is that your newest
Well,
one?
I recommend that you watch. It was uploaded yesterday on Saturday, and I'd recommend that you watch it. And if other people have not, they really ought to do so, because many people comment about the fact that they don't like listening to her, that they actively skip anything when she's speaking. For instance, if somebody's doing an analysis of her and there's a clip coming up with her talking, they'll mute it or they'll skip past her because they find listening to her really problematic. And of course, on the one hand, what she says is invariably ridiculous, boring, beige word salad. So what she says is bad enough, but it's what I was focusing on there was the actual delivery of it. And of course, she comes across as somewhat smug and self-satisfied, albeit that's a somewhat subjective analysis. And many people would agree, yeah, I find her smug too, but that's subjective. What I did was I actually spoke to a linguist and a speech analyst friend of mine and said,
Oh, wow.
give me the science as to why her voice is hard to listen to. And he provided me with an absolutely brilliant explanation as to why that is. So it's not subjective. This is actually why you will find it hard to listen to her, based on lots of different reasons that all come together. So I have to say, it's a really fascinating video. And if
Yeah.
people haven't accessed that already, you really ought to, because not only will you go, of course, but many people don't like listening to her anyway. And this will cause you to go, now I've got the science as to why it is. I've got an actual explanation. Because people will say things like, yeah, she's smug, she's self-satisfied, it seems forced, it seems put on. But this actually gives you objective science as to what it is about the way that she talks that causes, in the way that people find if you rake some nails down a chalkboard, it goes through people, it causes them to shiver. Or, for instance, if you put plastic on polystyrene, some people can't stand the sound of that. There's actual reasons as to why that is. It's the same with her voice. So have a listen to it.
That's really funny because I cannot tell you, HG, how many times people are like, please don't play that clip with her voice. I can't stand
Yeah,
it. And I thought they were
yeah,
just being funny, like
yeah.
sarcastic. But so many people will tell me, Michelle, I love you, but I got to skip it. I can't stand her voice. And I'm like, is it really that bad? But apparently
Yeah,
it is.
there are.
Apparently
Yeah,
it
I
is.
agree. I don't like her voice, and there's
Yeah.
lots of people who similarly don't. And as I mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
you can find what she has to say boring and maybe even
Mm-hmm.
irritating, annoying, but it's not just what she says,
Yeah.
but it's the style of delivery and the manner in
That's,
which it's actually all of the tone and intonation and the frequency at which she speaks
yeah.
rather, all of those things are explained, and it makes perfect sense. Obviously I won't spoil it by telling you what the reasons are. I'll go and watch the video, but you'll find
Yeah.
yourself going, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Well, I love the fact that you have science behind it. If Carol or Lizzie could put a link to HG's video in the comments so people can go and check it out, I would
Yeah,
greatly appreciate it. Hi
yeah,
to
yeah.
the friends. How are you? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's one of those things where what's useful about it is that many people, of course, have arguments with the sugars,
Hmm.
and often they have an inability, of course, to understand the evidence as to why Meghan is disliked. And in
Right.
some instances, of course, it is subjective, that some people will see her as, oh, she's this heroic individual that tried to stand up to the royal family. That's their perspective. It's not a particularly well-founded one, but it's a
Right.
perspective. And a lot of the things in relation to her are linked to evidence, but also there are other things that are based upon opinion as well. Well, this isn't opinion, it's scientific fact that explains why the way that she talks is
Mm-hmm.
problematic. So anybody else, if you were to take away her name and it be somebody else, it would be exactly the same. You would find them hard to listen to. So if you'd found somebody perhaps who's in the depths of the Amazon forest who doesn't know who Meghan Markle is, because naturally now there's an element of bias in relation to her. We
Right.
know this, that because if you don't like her, you tend to look at her through a disapproving lens. But if you were to
Mm-hmm.
find somebody that didn't know about her and play the voice, they would find it hard to listen to. And the reasons are it's as a consequence of scientific fact. So it's a good thing to be able to listen to, because then you can say to the sugars, look, she's got a terrible voice. Here's why. And you're not going to be able to argue again. Well, they'll try because they're dimwits, but it's not an opinion. It's actual science that explains why it's hard to listen to her.
Awesome. The Silly
Yeah.
Twin said, I was watching Bold and the Beautiful reruns, which was much better. I totally can understand that. Hello to everyone here in the chat. So today we're going to talk about the holidays and the narcissist. And if you have a difficult family member, perhaps you'll get an understanding of why they do what they do, and perhaps maybe get some tips on how to navigate some difficult family members. So, HG, why do narcissists ruin holidays and special events? What is it that makes them want to do that?
Okay. Well, it isn't the case that a narcissist will always ruin Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
In some instances, you can actually have a very good Christmas as a consequence of the fact that you're in the golden period. So you're viewed favorably by the narcissist, which means you're treated to an extravaganza. But if we park that for the moment and focus on why does the narcissist cause problems at Christmas and ruin Christmas, as many people who've been involved with a narcissist, whether romantically or in a familial situation, will have experienced. The fact is, because quite simply, it's not all about the narcissist. So,
Right.
as I've explained previously, you are not a person to the narcissist, you are an appliance. And therefore, your utility is to serve the needs of that narcissist. If you serve the needs of the narcissist effectively and without a problem, then you're painted white and all is good. If you do not serve the needs of the narcissist, that means you are a bad person and you're painted black. And there's no in between. You are either useful or you're not. Now, at Christmas, invariably, there will be the necessity of you receiving a present, perhaps from the narcissist or from other people. So when that's happening, the focus is not on the narcissist. That wounds the narcissist because they're not receiving fuel. They are not being attended to. So that
Mm-hmm.
means that let's just say it's a family gathering. So eight people are gathered at somebody's house on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
And because they are perhaps focusing on, let's say, grandma and making sure she's okay and watching her open a presents, the narcissist isn't being attended to. So they're not being provided with fuel. They don't have control of the situation. So their narcissism essentially says, this is no good. These people are meant to be attending to our needs. They are not. Therefore, they're painted black. We must now do something to gain control over this situation, to reopen the fuel pipeline. So it
Mm-hmm.
might be, for instance, having a coughing fit and feigning some kind of illness so attention draws back onto them. Or it might be, for instance, mocking a present so that a drama is caused. Or it might be suddenly running out of the kitchen saying, the turkey's on fire, what do we do? Whatever it might be. But the whole point is that with Christmas, it's meant to be about other people in
Right.
terms of giving them presents, making a meal for them, playing games with them, listening to what they've got to say. Perhaps, they've come to visit you and they're telling you about what they've been doing recently. And therefore, if it's about anything other than the narcissist, that threatens the narcissist's inherent need for control. And therefore, the response of the narcissist is they must do something to win that control back, which invariably means doing something
Right.
dramatic and chaotic that
Okay.
spoils that moment, possibly spoiling the day.
Okay. So if you have a known family member who you suspect is a narcissist, are there any kind of coping mechanisms that you could do to alleviate, a fight erupting? Does, paying extra attention to them, making sure they're catered to, or perhaps, they come up to you and they start antagonizing you? Does gray rocking work, avoiding? I mean, sometimes you just can't avoid people if they're at a family gathering. So, what kind of tips would you say, or that would help people to navigate the difficult family members at the holidays? Is there something they could do?
The most effective thing to do is not have them there in the first place.
Okay.
So that is to go total no contact with them. So
Sure.
not invite them to the family gathering, um,
Mhm.
or if they arrive, black bag them and stick them in the coal shed for the duration of the day, so they're out of the way. But the most effective thing to do is
Mhm.
not to have them involved. That way, you're guaranteed a peaceful day. For many people, they struggle to do that because,
Yeah.
for instance, it might be the spouse of, say, your son, and your son
Yeah.
says, "I can't not come without my wife," or if she's not coming, I'm not coming, and all of these problems, and people feel guilty. So it's often the case that people give in and allow that attendance. But the first consideration, and it should be a very serious consideration, is
Mhm.
don't invite them in the first place. And if that means that somebody else isn't going to come, well, so be it, because it means that everybody else will have a peaceful day. If
Right.
that person is in attendance, then the important thing is understand that you're dealing with a narcissist, because
Right.
that gives you a head start. Because then, rather than scratching your head as to why is this person being difficult, you know
Mhm.
why they're being difficult.
Right.
Ah, we didn't ask them to carve the turkey. That's offended their need for control. So they're sat there sulking, saying they don't want anything to eat. So rather than trouble yourself as to that you're going, what's the matter? Why don't you want something to eat? Are you unwell? Just you work out why they're behaving like that. Ignore them. Leave them to it. Let them sulk. And eventually they will come round, because their narcissism will cause them to come round as they move
Right.
into the next moment. So rather than trouble yourself as to why is this person being sulky, why are they sat there banging the table with their cutlery,
Right.
just ignore them like you would a 4-year-old that's not behaving.
Right.
You're not going to
Sometimes,
be able to send them into the corner of the room or to the naughty step. So
right.
just leave them to it, rather than getting yourself worked up about their behaviors.
Yeah, sometimes it's
You can
hard, when you have family and you have to deal with, Aunt Sally and her husband Jim, who's a narcissist, and he's going to cause a problem. And it does
Mhm,
unfortunately affect a lot of family dynamics, when you have those in
mhm.
laws or people that someone marries into, or the girlfriend you don't like who's always giving you the stink eye, and she's going to say a rude comment.
Yep.
So the best thing you say to do is, if you cannot avoid not inviting them. If it's not your party, it's not your family member, but they're going to be there, do your best maybe to ignore them, maybe just to minimize their interaction with you, or maybe leave
Mm.
early, or just don't go. Right. I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's what you have to do sometimes with family members. And I think you're right. You can't always give in to people. And I think after time, people just learn that people's patterns, that you just don't fuss with them. But if you do have a
Yeah,
difficult
some
family member,
people
go
so
ahead.
some people say, well, accommodate them, flatter them, make them feel important.
Oh,
But I would suggest not going down that road for 2 reasons. First of all, why should you have to do that?
yeah,
Why?
right.
Okay. Secondly, it won't always work, because if
Mhm,
you've become painted black for whatever reason, even if you're
right.
flattering and accommodating that narcissist, your actions are still seen through the lens of being painted black. So they'll still be
Mhm,
problematic for you. And
mhm,
you are, in effect, rewarding the bad behavior and neglecting other people. So it's far more effective to understand what you're dealing with,
right.
understand why they're doing what they're doing. They're a narcissist. They have an inherent need for control and fuel. They're not getting those things. This is the reaction. So you're not left scratching your head as to Why won't they join in with charades? Why are they sat there sulking? You know why they're doing it. So then you're not confused. And then other people, you can say to them, just leave them be. Just leave them be. And then focus on other people and enjoy yourself spending time with them rather than spending all of your time worrying about what the narcissist is doing, flapping
Right.
around the narcissist and trying to
Mhm.
accommodate them. Just basically
Right.
form the view, I know why they're doing what they're doing, and you access my work and it tells you all about why they're behaving in that way, and then just
Mhm.
get on with your day. And you need a bit of discipline because they'll try and do things, of course, to draw that attention back onto them, perhaps seizing control of the karaoke. Let's do that. Let them sing their song and then everybody
Right.
claps and then it's on to the next one. And if they won't free up the mic, then you have to go and take it from them. And if they get all sulky about it and cause an argument, you just ignore them. That's the most effective
Right.
thing. Don't get drawn into the argument with them because that's what the narcissist wants, because then they matter. And
Mhm.
if you just ignore them, then
Right.
yes, you're wounding them and they'll need to do something to get control. But if they
Right.
can't get control directly, what they will do is they'll slink away and they'll go and sit next to great Aunt Ethel and mutter in her ear about you. That's fine because she's deaf as a
Yeah.
post, so she won't hear. So that's all right. Let them go and do
Right.
that, or they'll bugger off to another part of the house
They'll
and
just
sit
leave.
and sulk in
Yeah.
the bathroom. Great, you're
Okay.
rid of them. So don't pander to them. Don't
Right.
think I'll flatter them, I'll try and involve them. Carry
Just
on as normal. And if they start causing a scene, then
Mhm.
you just ignore them. And then narcissism will force them eventually to have to withdraw.
Okay. Flapper27 says HD's video, All I Want for Christmas is Fuel, is an excellent about holidays with the narcissist. So, yes, make sure you go and check that out. Naughty Nelly says, Once you know it becomes entertainment. It's almost like dealing with a naughty toddler. You just got to appease them to a certain point and then put them in a corner. Lulu's mom says, Take HG's tests so you know what you're dealing with. And yes, I highly recommend that you go over to his website, narcite.com, and you check out the NARC detector as well as the empath detector. It's really fascinating, and you will learn a lot about people. Happy birthday. Someone said, Today is my birthday. Happy birthday, Joy of Hearts. We wish you a very happy birthday.
Joy of heart, stop trying to make it all about you. This is all about me. Stop trying to take over. Honestly.
HT. Hi, Julia Unleashed. She says, but when you ignore them, it drives them mad. So does it instigate them to kind
Good.
of ramp up the behavior if you ignore them?
Yes, but eventually, if you resist it, so as I've explained previously, the narcissist always has to gain control. There are three ways this can be done: directly, indirectly, and by withdrawal. Those are the
Hmm.
three assertions of control. And if you'd
Okay.
like to understand more about that, you can go to the Knowledge Vault and obtain the three assertions of control. So basically, the narcissist will initially attempt to try and get control directly. So that'll be, for instance, stamping their foot, wah, wah, look at me, trying to provoke a fight. But if you don't give them that direct control,
Hmm.
their narcissism then goes, the direct route isn't working. But we must get the control. So we have to move to a different method. So it goes to the indirect control, which is, for instance, going and sitting next to great Aunt Ethel and smearing you to her. Well, they're no longer bothering you. So the problem has moved
Okay.
away. And as I've said, great Aunt Ethel, she just sat there smelling a cabbage and wee, deaf as a post. She doesn't care. And the narcissist gets their subconscious
And
sense
you
of control.
win.
Or
Okay.
or if Great Aunt Ethel has been reading my works and she ignores them too, the narcissist then has to move to the third assertion of control, which means they have to withdraw, which
They have to
means
leave.
they will either leave
Up.
or they will go and sit somewhere else or they'll sit in a corner on their own. But
Hmm.
ultimately, yes, they will try and ramp it up. But if everybody gives them short shrift, the worst thing that you can do is start flapping around them, trying to placate them and mollycoddle them, because then
Okay.
they're getting what they want.
Right. Okay. Lulu says, Nobody puts HD in a corner. You know what that
Indeed.
line is from? Nobody puts baby in a corner from What was that movie with Jennifer Grey? Dirty Dancing. Dirty
Dirty
Dancing.
Dancing. I have to say that's one of the films that I really can't stand.
Really? I
Oh
wonder
yeah.
why.
Well,
Is it?
I'm a 6'1" male that's rugged. The sort of
Oh,
uh,
no Dirty Dancing
the
for HD.
no Dirty Dancing for me. No, not with all of the sort of with the dancing and the romance that goes with it. Really
No
isn't something
Argentine
that I do.
tango. Isn't that the art of seduction? The Argentine tango? That should be
I'll
something you
I'll
have in your
I'll,
repertoire.
I'll deploy the snake hips in a different way.
Snake hips in a different way. Okay.
Mm.
Abby Cake says they're like toddlers throwing a tantrum. Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
HG Tudor, have you tried to ruin a holiday?
For the most part, I don't really need to because I can use charm and to bring it
Mm,
back. So often I will host. So as being
ah,
host, all
okay.
eyes are generally upon you. And because
Okay.
I have a high level of control and operate a facade, if there's
Mm,
a situation where you see, I'm not a base narcissist. So if there's a
right.
situation where I need to recover control, I can do it by, for instance, giving an impromptu speech. So ding, ding, ding with the knife on the glass, and just like to say to everybody, welcome today, and talk to them and give a little speech and tell some jokes. Attention's all onto me, and one's done it in a way which is entirely natural and one that people respond to. I don't suddenly need to walk over to the fireplace and start urinating on it. I will do so in a way that is natural and charming. So there can be instances where one might spoil it. It'd be more likely that that would occur in relation to an intimate partner primary
Right.
source. And the usual
Okay.
way that I've done that would be, for instance, when they're in devaluation, is to purchase them something that clearly I know that they won't like, and then I'm laughing inwardly as they attempt to demonstrate that they really do like it when I know that they absolutely hate it. And I find that rather amusing. But a lot of the time,
Okay.
I don't necessarily need to ruin it in the way that my other types of narcissists would do so, because I'm
Mhm.
equipped with the skills to bring the attention onto me in a way that is much more acceptable through being witty and urbane and charming, etc. So one
Okay.
does it that way.
Do you enjoy the holidays?
Christmas, yes.
Oh,
I do, because it's an excellent opportunity to garner fuel. I find it stimulating in terms of attending people's parties and attending dinners and hosting myself. So, as you know, as a psychopath, part of it is that I'm fighting against the boredom. So,
mhm.
with that, meeting a lot of people and going to events, you know, I like to sing, so I like to go to carol concerts, for example.
Really?
I Yeah, I like to go and watch a Christmas play. I get invited to lots of parties and dinners also. I
Mhm.
also like to take the opportunity, if I find myself in a snowbound environment, to get out and have a hike. And I enjoy some of the television that's available, not a lot of it, but some of it. So
Okay.
Christmas is something I actually do find useful to me with regard to the discharge of the prime aims and the necessary triad.
Are you traditional? Do you decorate your house with the tree and the wreath on the door and all the trimmings? Do you really get into the festivities?
Absolutely. In fact,
Oh,
I have guests staying with me at the
oh,
moment, and they arrived yesterday. So I hosted dinner yesterday, and so I spent spent part of Friday evening and yesterday morning putting all of my decorations up. So I have my
wow. Good
trees up, and
God. HG's
um,
decorating a tree.
oh, not just one, not just one.
Oh
There are
my.
there are 4 trees that are currently up at the moment, and quite
Oh,
possibly another one yet to do. And the lights have gone up on the outside of the house, and other decorations. So it's looking very festive at Tudor Towers at the moment.
wow. I'm very, very impressed. And this is part
Mhm,
of some of my questions that I had. This is
mhm.
amazing. You see, I have my
Well,
little
you see,
kitchen.
the advantage of doing that is
Uh-huh.
it naturally, because I'm hosting. So it allows me to triangulate people with what I've done. So they come in and they admire the main Christmas tree and the lighting on it and some of the baubles that are there upon it. So it gives you a talking point and people react to it. Their reaction provides me with fuel, and their admiration for the way that I've tastefully decorated the house shows that they're under control. So it serves a purpose to me in
Mm-hmm.
doing that, and by being an interesting and hospitable host as well. Their response to that provides me with fuel. I choose people to visit who I find interesting, so that provides me with stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
And as a consequence of that, we also have they demonstrate that they're under control. So I do it because it serves a purpose in relation to other people, which is, as you know,
Yeah.
exactly how it is for everything that I do when it comes to other people. It is against the matrix of the prime aim and the necessary triad. So I don't decorate the house because it looks nice. I do it because it serves a purpose for me with regard to
It reflects.
drawing things from people who are my appliances. So
Okay.
it's done tastefully. Why? Because then people will react to it and they will respond appropriately to it, giving me what I need.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you have themes? Are you a traditional, like, do you have one that's like colored lights, one that's white lights? Do you like their traditional, they call it a Ralph Lauren Christmas. I don't know if you saw my video where Megan was doing the beige boring Christmas, but the trend for 2025, if you want to call it that, is a return to kind of like a 1990s Home Alone, Ralph Lauren-esque red and green, the plaid, velvet bows is really big. Are you traditional with your decor, or do you have different themes for your different four trees?
I am a traditionalist, so the
Okay.
main tree is always red and gold
Oh,
and with white lights upon it and sort of warm white lights that I have on that. Uh, One of my other trees, because I'm a Manchester City supporter,
oh.
is sky blue and white and silver. So I have that on a different tree.
Have
I
those
have
ornaments for the team? Do you have ornaments for the team?
no, I don't know. I
No.
don't. I don't have those. I just have the colours.
You should get one.
Um,
You should get one.
Maybe I might do.
We'll send you one.
I have a space. Thank you. I have a space tree. So I have a tree that has all like Christmas rockets and planets and things like that, and
Oh,
Darth Vader and stormtroopers on it. So that's my space
that's so
tree that I
cool.
have.
That's so
Also,
cool.
so yeah, and then I have wreaths on the two front facing doors, and I have across like the fireplace I have like a garland with lights in it, and I have
Mhm.
the the Nutcracker soldiers. I rather like those, so I have tasteful wooden ones of those around, and various things like
Yeah,
that. So it's all tasteful stuff. It's not like if you go outside, it's
yeah.
warm white lights. I don't have sort of like an 80-foot inflatable Santa waving or a garish
You're not
flashing snowman
Griswold.
outside. So
Yeah, you're
no, it
not gonna
doesn't
be
go
like
like
that
that.
one guy who has all the lights, yeah. So where do
Yeah.
you keep your Star Wars tree? Is that kind of like in your bedroom? Is that your office, or you just have it out in the living room?
No. So in the house that I'm at the moment,
Mhm.
I have a very large room that runs across the entire rear of the property. So I
Okay.
have two trees there. So they're at either end of that room, and then the space tree is in the stairwell of the main staircase.
So you know, HT, all of your followers now, they're gonna want pictures of your tree. I don't know if you'll let us have one, but I think we would all love to see one of your trees.
I'm sure they would do, and I may consider it, although I do like to keep, of course, my home private.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Now, the funny thing is, I actually saw on Instagram someone had, I wish I would have brought the video. It was Star Trek, and it played the song for Star Trek as the top of their Christmas tree, and it was like lighting up and everything. I should have brought the video.
Well, I'm sure
Which,
they enjoy that. That's unfortunate because it's inferior to Star Wars, of course. But if that's their choice, they can run with that.
so you're more of a Star Wars and not a Star Trek fan.
Oh,
Absolutely. Okay.
absolutely. It's Star Wars all day. That's an absolute no-brainer.
And now this is one of my questions, but they're beating me to the punch. HD, do you wear Christmas pajamas?
I do not. I don't wear anything when I'm asleep. So
HD.
I don't
So
even change. I don't even change that for Christmas. So,
no. Aw.
and
Okay.
when I get up on Christmas morning, I go and shower, etc., and then I get dressed immediately. So I don't sort of come down and sit around in my PJs first.
No sweats? No Christmas sweats?
Oh no, no, no. Dress up, smart, casual. Make a bit of an effort. I mean, just not first thing in the morning, of course. But no,
Right. No
because I don't
fleece.
wear pajamas, I wouldn't even be minded to think, oh, well, I'll just pop a pair on to go downstairs. If I'm up, I may as well get dressed. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so no ugly Christmas sweater unless you're going to a
No,
party.
that's something I won't do. No, I'm not. I'm not bothered about doing that.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind putting. I'll put a pair of antlers on and wish you a holly jolly Christmas and that kind of thing. But I'm not particularly bothered about wearing a stupid jumper.
Oh, okay. So I had a lot of questions that you've answered. So you like holiday parties. What
Mhm.
is your favorite Christmas movie? Do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
Do I have a favorite Christmas movie? Um, I enjoy Home Alone. I think
Ah,
that.
I love
I
Home
think,
Alone.
yeah, I think that's a good Christmas movie. I do tend to enjoy, and I don't know if it's a tradition in the United States, but in
Hmm.
Britain, it's quite a tradition on Christmas Eve to have a
Yeah.
ghost story.
A
So
ghost?
yeah, so you might have a bit of a spine chiller, not gory, nothing of that nature, but a bit of a mysterious ghost story, sort of like The Woman in Black, something like that. So I quite enjoy that on Christmas Eve. So there would that would be the case. I think, of course, Die Hard ranks as a favorite Christmas
Yeah,
movie of
that was
mine
one
as
of my
well.
questions. Yeah, Die
Yeah, so
Hard,
I
Home
put
Alone.
that in there. I wouldn't say that I have an out and out favorite. It's like films generally. I have a number that I like. I don't have an absolute, yeah, I really,
Favorite.
really
Do you
like
watch
that
them
one.
every year when they come on TV? I find myself watching Home Alone. Like there's always a marathon of I think there's two of them, right? Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2. I always watch them every single year. And of course, do you like the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation? Have you ever got into that with the Griswolds and
I
Chevy
don't
Chase?
think I've I don't think I've seen that. I've
Oh, that's so
yeah,
funny.
I know of it, but I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, The Sound of Music. Yes, The Sound of Music. Even though it's not Christmas, I always watch The Sound of Music.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit like The Wizard of Oz would often be shown at Christmas time as well. So
Right?
yeah.
Okay. So as a kid, did you ever have a favorite Christmas gift that you remember?
I think it was probably related to anything associated with Star Wars because I was very
Yeah.
much into that as a child. So I don't think there was one favorite thing that I would say that was my absolutely favorite gift that I received.
Okay.
Um, I think it was the Star Wars when I was a little boy. When I was a bit older, I remember I received a word processor, which for somebody because I like to write,
Hmm.
that was something that was good because I used to run games through the post, so that enabled me to do quite a professional newsletter for those. So I like that as a present as well because it served a particular utility for me. Yeah.
Now, when you talk about liking Star Wars, was this the original three or was this the newer Star Wars that came
Oh,
out?
the original three. So they've been around for a little while by the time I
Yeah.
got into them, but I got an older half brother, you see, who was very much into them, so he got me into it all.
Ah,
So
okay.
I wasn't sort of in the moment when they came
Yeah.
out. It was later on.
Yeah, you were a young whippersnapper. I
Yeah.
was old enough to go to the movies as a kid. I remember. Okay, I was about to say, I think you are a little younger than me. Do you like traditional Christmas food? Do y'all have turkeys over there, like for time? Bless you. Over
Thank
there
you.
in the UK, like, do you have stuffing and cranberries? Do y'all do that for Christmas?
Yes, absolutely. We don't go to McDonald's. So yes, it's a case of turkey. Sometimes it might be beef, but usually I prefer turkey. So turkey with roast potatoes, Brussels sprouts, roasted carrots, roasted parsnips, cranberry, pigs in blankets, swede, mash. I'm not a huge fan of gravy, but gravy is provided also.
Really?
So yeah, have that as the main meal. Naturally, an excellent selection of alcohol to go with it. Also, I like Christmas pudding as well, so I'll have that. Not too much of it though, because it's rather rich. but I enjoy that as a dessert. Not too bothered about Christmas cake.
Okay, okay. So my questions. Let's see. Okay, so let's do a little bit of this or that. Then I'm going to take some questions, and then we might do some Christmas trivia. Although I think you answered some of them. So you
Okay,
ready for a little bit of this or that?
certainly.
Okay. Would you rather be completely alone or have 100 people crammed into your house all Christmas Day?
Alone.
Wow. You don't want to have all the attention of the 100 people?
Even though I live in a large house, 100 people would be rather intrusive, and
Intrusive.
yeah, a bit of a
Okay,
catering nightmare as well.
it would be. Okay. Would you rather relive a past winter holiday again or get to travel to a future winter holiday?
I think I'd try a future winter holiday. That'd be
Okay.
interesting. I'd be intrigued as to what it would be.
Okay, well, here's a very similar question. Would you rather experience a Christmas in 1800 or in the
Mm.
year 2200?
A 2200, absolutely.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because unless something changes, I won't be
Uh,
around in 2020.
right. That's well, we weren't around 1800 either, but I guess it's we kind of know what
No,
happened.
but I at least have an understanding of that because there's this thing called history, whereas
History.
uh,
Okay.
I um, I would want to know what the future would look like. So that would be very stimulating to me.
See, I would choose
Yeah.
1800. I would want to go back in time.
No, well, it's already the case that one has
Yeah,
has knowledge about what that was like, and whereas one doesn't know what it would look like in the year
that's true.
2200. So I would like to go there. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Okay. Now this one, I'm going to skip because it has to do with the National Lampoon Vacation, and you said you haven't seen the movie.
Yeah,
So again, we're some of these we already answered, but would you rather go to an ugly Christmas sweater party or a fancy holiday party?
I would go to the fancy holiday
Uh,
party. What do you mean?
okay.
Like dressed up, swanky, that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing?
So you
Yeah,
either
yeah,
have to.
yes, yes. I'd
Okay.
go to that. I'd go to that.
Okay. So would you rather give one person a $5,000 gift or give 1,000 people a $5 gift?
I'd rather give one person a $5,000 gift.
Oh, okay. I'll have to make sure I give you my PO box. Okay. Would you rather attend a Christmas party or okay, we'll skip that one. Okay, here it is. Would you rather get the best gift you ever received again or get a new gift but not know what it is?
A new gift that I wouldn't know what it was.
Okay, let's hope it's a good one.
It better
Would
be.
yeah, right. Have you ever gotten really pissed off at a girlfriend if she gave you like a horrible gift? Would that make her on the naughty list? If she
It
gave you
would. If something that was purchased for me that I didn't like, then naturally that's challenge fuel. So it
ah,
would affect my need for control. So it would signal that that they've not thought carefully enough about what to purchase me, and that
mm,
Christmas is meant to be a period of knowing somebody, and
right,
they're meant to love me. So if they buy me something which is uninteresting or isn't something that is appropriate for me, well, that
right.
signals to me that they've not applied themselves properly, and therefore
Uh,
it's a threat to control. So yes, they would go on the naughty list.
uh-oh.
They'd be
Um,
told. They'd be told that I didn't like it. I would never sit and sort of like give the false smile, say, "Oh, it's wonderful, darling." They would be told in no uncertain terms why I don't like it, and if
have you
that
ever
upset,
re-gifted a gift that
have
someone
I
gave
what? Sorry.
I'm sorry, have you ever re-gifted a bad gift that someone gave
Oh, there are certain gifts which are probably still going around the planet. There's so that you send to somebody else, and then they send it to the local church tombola. Somebody buys it and thinks, "Oh, I don't want that," so then they gift it to children in need, and then somebody else receives it, and then they gift it to their uncle and so forth. Yeah, absolutely the case. Yeah.
That'd be what's really funny is when you get re-gifted your gift years later by the same
Well,
person who gave it to you.
then you
You
need to
forgot
expand.
you gave it.
You need to expand your social circles if that
That's
happens.
right. That's right. Would you rather receive one big present or receive 10 small presents?
10 small presents.
Ah, because you get more gifts. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, here's one. Would you rather open presents on Christmas morning or on Christmas Eve?
Opening them on Christmas Eve. What heresy is this? Christmas morning is when you open the presents. I
Yeah.
know.
Well,
I
some
know
people
in
do Christmas Eve.
I know they do. And I have spent time in countries that do that, and I let them know how I find the whole process absolutely ridiculous because it makes no sense to me. Because Santa comes when you're asleep. He doesn't come the night before when you're all sat around the table. I know in certain countries that's their tradition and that they have somebody dress up and walk in as Santa, and all the children are like, oh, Santa Claus or the equivalent version is here and hand out all of the gifts. But to me, no, that's wrong. It's Christmas morning when the gifts are opened.
Right?
I
So,
I once had a girlfriend who she would insist that you'd each open one gift on Christmas Eve and the rest
yeah.
on Christmas morning.
Mhm.
I refused to join in.
Bah humbug. Um,
Well, you know,
yeah,
I can
well,
be the
you're
Grinch if
very
I need to.
traditional. Yeah. So in my family, it used to be Christmas morning, and my parents always had a Christmas Eve party, and they would be up till like 2 in the morning drinking. And then, of course, we'd wake up at 6 in the morning. We're like, we're ready to go. And my mom would barely have her makeup on or coffee. But then as we got older, we started doing it Christmas Eve. And then, Christmas morning was just like breakfast or whatever. Do y'all have Christmas stockings? Do you guys do Christmas stockings on Christmas Eve? And then you have your presents on the morning, or everything's in the morning?
No, the stockings would be in the morning also. It's
Because it's while
interesting we were talking about it's interesting when you're talking about your parents having party on Christmas
Christmas Eve.
Eve.
Mhm.
My parents used to do that. So when
Yeah.
I was a young boy, you could hear all of this chitter chatter coming from downstairs and music,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I very much looked forward to what was going to happen the next day, and I would remain awake. So my siblings would be asleep, and I would be awake. And then what I used to do was when I'd hear my parents go to bed, I would then probably something like 2 a.m. or such like, I'd wait a little bit till I could
Mhm.
hear that they were asleep. And then I would go around the house moving all the clocks forward to 7 a.m., which was the agreed time that we'd all get up. And so I would then go into my parents' room and say, it's 7 a.m., it's time to get up. And of course, they'd perhaps been asleep for 45 minutes, such like. And they would be like, what? What? And unfortunately, the only clock I couldn't get to was my father's wristwatch. And he would see that it was actually 2:45 or whatever it was and say, it's not time to get up, go back to bed. I'd be like, damn, I had to try and find out a way of doing that. But what I regularly would do, I would hunt through the house looking for the Christmas presents
Yeah.
beforehand and find them. So I was a constant thorn in the side of my parents for searching
Right.
for the presents beforehand. And I used to eat. Sometimes
Uh,
they would wrap them, but that wouldn't stop me. I just unwrapped them because I wanted to know. I wanted to see what they were, including those of my sister and my brother.
yeah. So when I was growing up, my brother, we called him the informer. He was the middle child. I was the youngest, and my sister was the oldest. And when my parents would go to sleep in the morning, he would go snoop out, and my parents would put all of our presents in piles with our names on it. We knew where,
Yeah.
and he would tell us, okay, this is what you got. And he would like tell us all the things that we had, but he were really good. We didn't open them or anything, but he would kind of investigate. You had a Barbie dream house, you had a bike, whatever it was. And so of course we'd have to wait
Mm,
for my parents, and then we'd bust out there, but he always would inform us what it looked like.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
was always fun and magical. My parents always did a really nice job. One person said they opened the gifts and then they would rewrap them. Wow. That's a lot of work.
You
Yeah.
came armed with sellotape then. Okay.
So, what age did you stop believing in Father Christmas?
I can't remember exactly. I think it was somewhere around about the age of 6, I think. The reason being, as a consequence of the fact that I would search for the presents, the solution was that the presents were then kept at a neighbour's house instead, which then meant that my parents had to go up the road to collect the presents to bring them down in the middle of the night after the sort of got rid of the guests if they were having a party, or if they hadn't, they would do it a little bit earlier. And so one time I heard a commotion and poked my head around the door and saw them carrying the presents in. So then I realized, Santa doesn't exist because they're bringing the presents in. So that was how I knew. Evidence-based, you see, which I, as you know, always encourage people to go to. So
That's
I caught
right.
them in the act of bringing the presents in. So I realized, Santa doesn't exist. So that, of course, provided me with some excellent information with which then to inform my younger brother and sister. But
Yeah.
and
I was
then
just
I
going to
got into
ask you, did you ruin it for them, or did they believe you, or you
Well, I
just told
told them, and they refused to believe me, and I got a good larruping off my mother as a consequence of it. So, no surprise, and I'm sure people would say that I deserved it, but that was the upshot of all of that.
Aw. Someone said HD was on the naughty list. I think he's always on the naughty list. Um,
No,
no, you're a
I've
good
just
rule
misunderstood.
follower.
Just
You're just a what?
misunderstood. I've just
Misunderstood.
misunderstood.
Yes, we know you're a sweet softie who watches Hallmark Christmas movies. Um, Addie Cake says, "What would HD's ideal gift be this year? What are you looking for under the Christmas tree this year?"
I think I would be looking for some kind of set of books that would be very interesting in a subject that holds my attention.
Mm,
I'm in a fortunate position that I don't actually require anything. So I've become rather difficult for people to buy for, because if there's something I want, I can afford to get it
right.
myself. So usually what I want is something that will provide me, excuse
What?
me, will provide me with something that's interesting, that'll hold my attention. And a novel doesn't really do it for me, but if there's like a set of factual books about a subject matter, the such like, and there's a wide range of things that I'm interested in. So, for instance, it might be military history, it might be related to certain medieval rulers, that type of thing. But if there was an interesting set of books that I obtained for me, then that would be something that I would find interesting, would probably enjoy. I don't need things like aftershave and such like. I have plenty of
Right.
those things. Clothing I buy for myself. I don't like people buying me clothing because I have my own taste in that
Hmm.
regard.
Hmm.
So I usually want something that'll occupy my time.
Okay. Do you like games? Are you into games
I
besides
do. Well, naturally, I like playing games. The games are always being played. There
yeah,
are certain things. You see, again, one of the issues is I quite enjoy playing strategy games
like
on
Risk?
well, yes, but also on the computer. But it's
Oh.
also the case that if I need those things, I can just download them. So again, it's quite difficult for people to
Hmm.
purchase those things for me. Once upon a time, that you would get the computer game bought for you, or you'd get
Right.
a game for the Xbox or such like, but you can just download them now. So invariably when they've come out, and I'm not somebody that says, oh, I won't buy that now, I'll save that and ask for it for Christmas,
Right.
because I don't want to wait for something. I have the need of it now.
So
So
you're
if I
hard
see,
to
for
buy
instance,
for. You're hard to
I am
please.
hard. No, I am hard to buy for. I recognize that, but then that's what, when somebody gets it right, then it's all the more rewarding for them, isn't it?
Well, I would send you a Manchester United Christmas ornament.
A
That's what you
Manchester
like.
United Christmas ornament. Well, I'm afraid that would get smashed and sent back to you.
Wait, what was the team that you like?
Oh well, you're
Well,
not paying attention. So
no, I know. I thought
you're
it
you
was
know
Manchester.
no
No, no,
no
no, no.
you're on
I
the
thought
you're on
that
the
was the
naughty list.
name. I thought that
No,
was the
you're on
name.
the
Is
naughty
that
list
Williams'
now.
team? Y'all help me
No,
out. I thought that was the name. I thought that
no,
was
you're on
the
the naughty
name.
list now. Oh dear,
Oh no! Oh no!
you've done
My son.
fucked up, Michelle. I'm now just going to sit here and not
I
speak.
swear. I swear. I thought that was the one. Okay. I always get those teams mixed up. Oh
How
my.
dare
Okay.
you? How
Oh my
dare
God,
you?
y'all help me. What was the name of his team? So if I did send you the United, I would be on the naughty list. Well, I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot. Oh, Manchester City. Is that
Yes,
it?
Yes.
What's the difference? There's 2 teams from
Oh,
Manchester.
now,
I didn't know.
may I
I'm
suggest you
an
put your spade
American.
may I suggest you put your spade down and stop digging before I walk away from the computer?
Okay, I'm gonna redeem myself.
Well, you've got a
Manchester
lot of
City.
well, you've got some work to do, my dear, I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
no, y'all, I'm
I
on
I
the naughty list.
I've just noticed that my windows need washing. I think I'll go and do
Ah,
that instead.
well, you do know I have the French maid outfit, so I guess I'll have to come over. Bad fuel. Okay. I just dug myself into a hole.
Yes, it's Manchester City, not
Sacrilege.
Manchester United. Good Lord.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm an American. Do I get any kind of grace for being from Texas? I don't know anything about those teams. Okay.
Well, on the one hand, yes, but on the other, no, because I do mention the fact that I support Manchester City on numerous occasions.
But
So
no, but I didn't know there was 2 teams from the same city. I thought they were the same. So, okay. All right. I guess I'll get a spanking later. Okay. Um, let's see here. Okay, so I asked y'all questions. Do you like artificial trees or do you do real Christmas trees?
I like both.
You like
So I
both?
like the smell of pine. So some years I'll get real trees. It depends how much time I'm going to spend at a particular house. So if I'm shuttling between houses, then I tend to put the artificial ones up. If I know I'm going to be staying in one for a longer period of time, then the other house will stay undecorated and I will put the real tree up in the place that I'm going to stay.
Yeah, someone just told me to stop making HD mad. It's our banter, y'all. It's
I'm
our
not
banter.
mad. I'm not mad. I'm simply disappointed.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to make it up to him, y'all. I'm gonna have to. We have to make it up to HG, you guys. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, actually. So, Georgia Bulldogs. Okay. Someone said they're going to send you some as ever candles, wickless candles. You know what, HG? I tell you how I'm going to make it up to you. I have a
Yeah.
bottle of rosé wine from as ever. I'm just going to mail it to you. That might make you hate me even more if I send you her crap wine.
Sure. I will give you
Okay.
the mailing
Okay.
address of someone I don't like, so you can send it there. Sure.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll send the crap wine there. Or some leftover apricot spread. Um, what is it? I don't understand what this says. Bo Hour Michelle and the Fabulous HD. Hello. Okay. Let's see here. I'm trying to get through some of the comments. Oh, a New England Patriot. Really? No, we don't like New England Patriots. We like the Cowboys. Okay. See, now they're just being facetious in the comments. That's why, oh, they said give her grace. All right. Okay. I'm on the naughty list, you guys. Um, Carol says, oh, great banter from the mod team. Thanks, Carol. All right. So are y'all ready to play some trivia, HG?
Yes.
Okay. Have to redeem myself here. Okay. And you don't have a favorite toy as a child? Probably something from Star Wars.
Most likely, yes. Box of matches probably would be one, but I don't think you'd regard that as a toy. So
All right. Do you enjoy giving gifts? Like, do you give gifts to your like sister and brother and family members? Do you like buying gifts for
I
people?
yes, I do. I purchase gifts for family members, certain friends, obviously intimate partner.
Uh-huh.
So I'm a good gift giver. I'm quite generous, unless of course that I deem that it's not appropriate. But there's a lot to be said for providing somebody with a gift that they will like, because of course their reaction provides pure positive fuel,
Mhm.
puts me in a good light, demonstrates they're under control, so and manages the facade rather nicely. So unless somebody has become painted black and deserves some form of punishment through the gift giving, for the
Mhm.
most part,
Mhm.
I'm a generous purchaser of gifts, and I like to do so
Mhm.
because it gives me an opportunity to demonstrate that I've got good taste and that I'm not a tight-fisted grump.
I don't know if I'm getting my gift this year though.
From whom? Me?
Yeah, because I'm in trouble.
I've just set fire to it, Michelle. Whilst we've sat here,
You
it's
did what?
I just set fire to it. I could send you the ashes if you like.
No, it's okay. Okay, guys, let's play some Christmas trivia.
Okay.
So everyone can play along in the comments. We'll have, you guys can play along, and then we'll have HG, and then I'll tell you all the answer. So the first question is, what English monarch is often credited with introducing turkey as part of the Christmas menu? Is it A, Henry VIII, B, Queen Victoria, or C, Queen Elizabeth I? So y'all put your comments down. I'll repeat the question if I can find it. Okay. What English monarch is often credited with introducing turkey as part of the Christmas menu? A, King Henry VIII, B, Queen Victoria, or C, Queen Elizabeth I? HG, what is your guess?
They were introduced during the reign of Henry VIII, although he didn't introduce them. Some other people did. It was just traders during his reign.
Okay, everybody. Queen Victoria. The answer is A, King Henry VIII. Very good, HG.
You?
Question 2. Which 3 reindeer have a name starting with D? A, Dasher, Donner, and Donald, if I can talk. B, Dangle, Donner, and Dasher. Or C, Dasher, Donner, and Dancer. So I'll repeat those. A, Dasher, Donner, and Donald. B, Dangle, Donner, and Dasher. I think everyone's going to get this. And C, Dasher, Donner, and Dancer. What is your guess, HG?
Dancer, Dasher, and Donner.
That's right. C is the correct answer. Okay, question number 3.
I just point out, did you know that all these
Yes.
reindeer, all the reindeer are male?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. How are
As
they
far
all
as one can be in some fictional reindeer, that they're all male.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll leave it for you to work out why that is.
Okay. I have no idea. Um, I don't know why. Okay. What do many people in Japan, this is going to be a tricky one. What do many people in Japan eat for their Christmas meal? A, roasted duck, B, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or C, sushi? So I'll repeat the question. What do many people in Japan eat for their Christmas meal? A, roasted duck, B, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or C, sushi? What is your guess, HG?
It's not a guess. I knew this. It's KFC because it was part of a marketing campaign because Christmas isn't a traditional holiday in Japan. So
Mm-hmm.
the corporate overlords saw an opportunity to have a marketing push and exploit their product. And that's why it became popular. So it was nothing to do with Christmas because it's not really celebrated in Japan. So they said, hey, why don't you try crispy chicken instead? And that's what they did. Yeah, and they
Okay.
liked it. Yeah.
Okay. The fourth question, which U.S. state has a town named Santa Claus? A, Indiana, B, Iowa, or C, Minnesota? So I'll repeat. Which U.S. state has a town named Santa Claus? A, Indiana, B, Iowa, or C, Minnesota? HD, what is your guess?
This is a guess. Indiana?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Good guess then.
It was a pretty good guess. Were you Googling with your little fingers?
No,
Uh-huh.
just a
Okay.
complete guess. I would have thought, for some reason, I would have thought it'd be more a particularly northern
Yeah.
state like North Dakota or such like, or Nebraska.
Yeah.
But
It does sound like it would be Minnesota.
yeah, yeah,
Why is it a trick question?
yeah. Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah, a cold state. Okay. Okay. The next question. Which country started the practice of putting up a Christmas tree? A, United Kingdom, B, Germany, or C, Finland? Which country started the practice of putting up a Christmas tree? A, United Kingdom, B, Germany, or C, Finland? Let me see what people are guessing. Okay. HD, what is your guess?
This is another one I know. This one, it's Germany.
That's right. A lot of our Christmas traditions, don't they come from Germany? Like Father Christmas, Saint Nick. The Christmas Eve stocking, I thought was on Christmas Eve. I thought that was the German tradition where
Mm,
you get like oranges, in your stocking. I thought that was
mm,
the German tradition.
mm.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. What were the first artificial Christmas trees made of? A, goose feathers, B, bird feathers, or C, swans? What were the first artificial Christmas trees made of? A, goose feathers, B, bird feathers, or C, swans? Anybody? Okay. Waiting. A. HG, what is your guess?
I would guess bird feathers because there'd be more of them available.
Ah, okay. The answer is actually goose feathers. Okay,
All
very.
right. Why was that? Do you know why?
I don't know why. It just that was just the answer. Goose feather.
Okay.
I guess there was more goose or geese. Is it geese? There was
Well,
more.
maybe it's because Christmas is coming. The goose is getting fat. Please put a penny in the old man's hat. So the goose was
Ah.
the go-to animal, and so you've got your goose that you're going to have for Christmas lunch, and you plucked it, then
Mm-hmm.
decided let's make a tree out of the goose feathers. Maybe that's why, because it was a popular bird to have at Christmas time. Maybe.
Okay. Um, what year was the first commercial Christmas card sent? A, 1880, B, 1893, or C, 1843? So repeat. What year was the first commercial Christmas card sent? Bless you.
Thank
A,
you.
1880, B, 1893, or C, 1843? These are probably just guesses. So y'all let me know. C. If you haven't got a penny, then a ha penny will do. If you haven't got a ha penny, then God bless you. Oh,
That's
okay.
right. Yeah. Rest of the rhyme.
Yeah, HD, what do you think?
I'll go early on this one, Michelle. I'd say 1843.
You would be correct. Yeah, the first
Do
commercial
you do
Christmas.
you still send Christmas cards?
I do with my followers. So actually, this year we're going to do another Christmas card exchange. The first year I got like 85 Christmas cards, and it was really neat because you
Yeah.
get people from all over the world. As you know, we just put videos up and we don't know who watches them. So when
Yeah.
people write you, you get to know your followers. It's really fun. So I will be doing the Christmas card exchange. Thanks for reminding me that we will start that, I guess, tomorrow, right? Is that December 1st? So we'll start that pretty soon.
Do
But
you
yeah, I
do you
do like
send them to your do you send them to family and friends?
them. I don't. I do miss the
No.
art of a Christmas card. If you want to send me one, HD, I'll give you my PO box. You can write me a little
Sure, but
Christmas.
you used to do it.
Yes, I did. I think in the last 10 years,
What made you stop?
I think the digital age and people just don't send them as much for some reason. And you just pick up the phone and you call people instead of sending out the card and the stamp. And cards have gotten expensive. They're like $5, $3. And so I think because I'm busy, and just the digital age, we all just kind of reverted to texting Merry Christmas, which is kind of sad, or seeing people in
Mm,
person. If I have a gift, I'll give someone a card with the gift.
mhm,
But nowadays, I used to, but I think because I'm busy and having to go to the post office and get a stamp and all that stuff, we don't. But I kind of miss the art. And that's why I started that with my followers like 2 years ago. I started doing that because I think it's fun to get something in the mail. What about you?
Yeah, I'm never bothered about receiving an email card. That's an abomination. I'd rather you not bother than actually send one to me. Physical
Okay.
cards, fair enough. I
Okay.
remember I remember when I was at school, and there was a
Uh-huh.
particular box of cards that people would purchase, and if all the cards inside were the same, so what would tend to happen within the class, there would be an exchange of these cards, and there was sort of two or three of them which were sort of like old person cards. So if you knew that you received that from somebody, you weren't particularly close to them as a friend or such like, you basically ended up with the crap card out of the box selection. And there were other ones that if you received that there were more magnificent cards, you knew that they thought highly of you. So even back then, there was a sort of grading system in relation to the provision of Christmas cards. And you used to have school Christmas post. So there'd be some poor bastard dressed up as an elf that would go around all the classes in the morning delivering the cards. So it was very much seen as a popularity contest as to how many that you would receive from people. And I know there was always the thing, particularly amongst the girls, they tended to do this, that they would wait to see who sent them a card before deciding to send cards back.
Did you used to do that too?
No, I just had a list of people that I wanted to send cards to, and I'd send them. And if I received a card from somebody that I'd not sent one to, it was like, oh well, there we are.
Oh, so you weren't bothered about it.
No, why? I chose. They want to send me a card. That's very good of them. But I had a list of people that I wanted to send cards to. As you know, I don't have any conscience or sense of guilt, so I don't think to myself, "Oh, I'd better send them a card." I didn't deem that they were worthy to send one. The fact that they decided to send one to me doesn't mean that now they're going to get one from me.
Okay.
I think my system is actually a lot more honest.
Well, that's true because a lot of times we feel obligated to buy gifts or, cards from people. Um, you know, I can't read the name. Sorry, have my glasses on. Says Isle of Shawls says, I will send a holiday card this week. Michelle from New Hampshire. If I can find address for HD, we'll send one his way. Yeah, I don't think HD, you don't have a PO box, do you? I don't
No,
think
I
you
have
do.
gatekeepers, which if anybody's minded to want to send me a card, it's jolly lovely of you, and you can email me at narcissist1909 at
Yeah.
gmail.com, and I'll send you my gatekeeper's address if you'd like to send me one. That'd be very kind of people, no problem at all. I'll send you that, and then my gatekeeper will gather them all for me and send them through to me. So that's very kind of
Yeah.
anybody who'd like to do that. Just email me, and I'll gladly send you my gatekeeper's address so that you can send them there. Let me ask you something, Michelle, because this is a bugbear of mine, and I've noticed it popped up in the comments.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
So, I call it Christmas, and you're particularly will call it holidays. And I notice this is something that's originated from the United States, and I know the reason why people do it. But can you recall when there was a shift from calling it Christmas in the States to start saying to
Yes.
people Happy Holidays? Yeah.
The 90s. So I remember back when I
Okay.
was in my 20s, in the 90s, I was working for a department store called
Yeah.
Mervyn's, which is closed. It's like a Target.
Yeah.
And I remember they specifically, sometime in the 90s, went from Christmas to holidays. And we had a whole lecture when we used to say, Hi, Merry Christmas. Thank you for calling Mervyn's. Now they're like, No, no, no. It's Happy Holidays. And I'm like, Okay. So I remember
Yeah.
in the 90s, it became holidays. Now, when I say happy holidays, like I told people holidays, because it was like holidays with HG, it kind of went. But for me, holidays is like November to January. I lump Thanksgiving and Christmas and the New Year's as holidays because it's a
Yeah.
holiday season. But I do say Merry Christmas when I'm talking about Christmas. But I know a lot of people say holiday, I guess to be more inclusive. But to
Yeah.
me, when you say happy holidays, I think over the holiday season from Thanksgiving, even a Halloween, all the way to the New Year. So I kind of
You
lump it
see,
together.
I understand. We would
Yeah.
be more likely to call it the festive season
Yeah.
when
I
you're
call it the
talking about
holiday
Christmas.
season. Yeah.
But also, it's rather jarring, I think, when you're British, Because if you were to say to me happy holidays, I'd go, I'm not going anywhere. Because to
Yeah.
us, a holiday is what you
Vacation.
have as a vacation. That's right.
Yeah.
So if you say
Mhm.
to somebody happy holidays and you go, why? I'm not actually going anywhere. And I
Yeah.
find it interesting actually, because I know people that are
Mhm.
of different faiths or of no faith, and they
Yeah.
don't get bent out of shape because you wish them Merry Christmas. They just say it back because it
Yeah. Or
it is the
Kwanzaa. Yep.
it is the accepted season within that particular country. I
Yes.
could get that if you go to a nation where Christianity doesn't exist at all, or very minimally. I could understand that, where it's just like, well, nobody says it because it's never been said here. But in a country that, in the United States, is, whilst it does have obviously multi faith, it's originated, its origins, of course, are based upon Christianity, and it's
Uh-huh.
interesting to think that people, how happy holidays, it's so anodyne as well. It really bugs me when the Coca-Cola advert comes along and they start going, holidays are coming, holidays are coming. It's Christmas, for fuck's sake, say it. Right, I've just got that off my chest. Thank you very much.
He's been holding that in, y'all. Yes, and you're
Yeah,
right. Hanukkah is part of that too. Absolutely. We always like to include everybody. So when I say happy
sure.
holiday,
If I
are
know
they?
somebody's of a different faith, I'll give
Mhm.
them the appropriate greeting, and they'll wish me Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
exactly a dyed-in-the-wool Christian, but Christmas is what I've grown up with. So
Yes.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I might start a campaign for the proper usage of the
There
title.
you go.
Yeah,
There you go. And
there
I
we
know on
are. Get behind
Starbucks,
my
there was a
campaign.
whole thing on Starbucks where they came out with Christmas because they were doing the whole happy holidays and people were like, no, it's Christmas. But again, to me, and there's Hanukkah, there's Kwanzaa, Thanksgiving. I
Yeah.
kind of lump them together. But when it's Christmas, I say Merry. See, in America, we say Merry Christmas. Y'all say Happy Christmas. We say Merry Christmas. So it's
No, we
Merry
say
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We say Merry
There you
Christmas or
go.
Happy. Yeah, we say
Happy
Merry Christmas, say
holidays,
Happy
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Compliments of the season. We also say that. Well,
Naughty.
my father always used to do that when his sisters would ring him up on Christmas Day. You'd always hear him saying compliments of the season, which amused me as a child. But there we are. Hmm.
So were your parents particularly festive during the Christmas season? Did they get into it? Like, was your mom one to like put on the parties and the decorate and the whole gift wrapping? Was your mom
Oh,
very?
Christmas was very much celebrated. My father particularly enjoyed it.
Mhm,
My mother, as a narcissist, naturally utilized it for her own purposes.
mhm.
She left a lot of the organizing actually to my father. He was the one that purchased our presents and organized the food, etc. She would just
Right.
swan in at parties and make it seem like she was the one that organized it all and so forth, even though we all knew that wasn't the case. But yes, it was very much celebrated, and we would go to pantomimes as children. It's all part of it, and have a visit to go and see Santa Claus and sit on the lap of the local paedophile, and while he, whisper and savory things in your ear.
Oh my God. Um, Naughty Nelly says, "HG, the defender of Christmas."
Fucking A, I am.
See, you guys learned something new. HD has 4 Christmas trees. He really gets into the holiday season. He's a happy host. He loves Christmas. You're very traditional. Again, we all know that he's a big softie at heart, but that's
Well, you could think that, but it's an interesting period of time which serves my purposes
Mhm.
vis-a-vis the prime aims and the necessary triad. That's what it comes down to, and
Yes.
it's more advantageous for me to make use of Christmas time to get to those things, rather than being, Ebenezer Scrooge and sitting in the dark and going bar humbug. I actually find that it's a period of time that I can utilize in the same way that one might utilize Easter as a means of accessing those things as
Mhm.
well. So
Right?
that's what it's all about. It's essentially triangulating people with an event. That's essentially what it comes down to.
That's right. And I forgot that I have one more question on the
Mhm.
trivia. We're gonna have one more question. How
Okay.
long does it take the average Christmas tree to grow to its full size? A, 7 years, B, 10 years, and C, 15 years. So I'm going to repeat it. How long does it take the average Christmas tree to grow to its full size? A, 7 years, B, 10 years, and C, 15 years. What do you think, HG?
I'll go for 15 years, Michelle.
15 years. Okay. Let me see what everyone else says here. C, B. Okay. The answer is actually 7 years.
Well, there we
Isn't
are.
that
I've learned.
crazy? Yeah.
I have a learn, as Meghan Markle would say. I've got to
Wait,
learn
oh my
from
God,
today.
you learned something from me today?
Yeah, I've taken the
Oh,
learn away as to the time it takes a
see?
Christmas tree to get to its normal
6,
average height.
7
Yeah,
years. Yeah.
7
Okay.
years. Okay.
Awesome. Let me thank some people really quick. Oh, sorry. Julia Unleashed, thank you so much for the 19.99 super chat. Carol, thank you for the 4.99. I appreciate that. Thank you to Teresa for the super chat. I appreciate it. And of course, the Silly twins are always so kind. Thank you, lovely ladies, for the 49.99 super chat. I appreciate that. So we have a couple of questions here. Someone wants to know, do you like a fruitcake?
Well, certainly some of my ex-girlfriends have been fruitcakes, so I suppose the answer to that has to be yes.
You okay. Yeah, someone said Michelle is honored. I'm honored. I taught HG something today, you guys. See, I resurrected myself from my earlier mistake of not knowing the correct
Well, I
team.
wouldn't go that far.
You wouldn't go that far. I'm still on the naughty list. Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this? So, okay. I'm going to go get my French maid outfit from the cleaners. So I'll be prepared to go clean some floors later. Okay. Someone said HG's voice makes me melt. So HG, are you going to be treating everyone to a Christmas story this year? Are you going to read something for everyone this year? Oh, is he there? Did I HD, are you still there? Uh-oh. Hello? He left. Can y'all hear me? Is he here? Uh-oh, I think something might have happened. Let's see. Uh-oh. HD? Something happened. Uh-oh. I think he might have got kicked out. Oh, uh-oh. Hopefully he'll come back. He'll come back. His fruity girlfriend took him out. Here he is. Well, hello, sir.
Hello. Yes, I was just you just asked me. I don't know which point the connection went problematic. You were just
Oh, that's
asking me about.
okay.
You
That's
were asking me
okay.
about if I was going to have a story, and I
Yeah,
was in the process
yes.
of explaining. I don't see why not. I will probably look for an opportunity to have a HG story time and record something whilst logs are on the fire, and I pour myself a constitutional. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that'll happen.
Someone just said HG had a wee. Sorry.
It was a very fast one if I did.
That was, yeah. My bestie, hey bestie, she's over here flirting. HG is such a dapper,
Well, it'd be
psychotic.
nice if you got my name correct, Alicia. It's HG, G for golf. Yeah.
Oh, uh-oh, she's on the naughty list, girl. We got to get our French maid outfits out. Now you
Well,
got two girls.
I allow people one opportunity to get it right, because I do know that sometimes if people see it on the screen when it's a video, rather than say HG Tudor, it sometimes puts HD Tudor, and people then think that the middle is D, and perhaps if they're not perhaps listening as keenly as they ought to be, they might sometimes think I'm saying D rather than G, but it's G for golf. And just for the avoidance of doubt,
Yeah.
no, my name isn't actually golf. I'm just using the
Ah,
example.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Naughty Nelly says, how many spanks does Michelle get?
Oh, I'll spin the wheel of Spanx and make a determination that way. It
The wheel
ranges
of
from 1 to
Spank.
100. So either way, I'm sure she'll be thrilled.
So my friend says, I'm doing voice text. I apologize. I should have proofread. There you go.
Then your apology is accepted, Alessio, and that's you've redeemed yourself with that explanation. That's
Um,
correct. Yes, G is for God. Yes, or it
HG
might be for gonad. Who knows?
or
What does
Helliger
HG
Listen.
stand
hella good
Mm.
looking, right?
Hella good looking. That's a good one. Hurt God is one. Also, hairy gonads could be another one, couldn't it?
Okay. Are you going to
His
tell
grace,
people his
his grace
grace?
might be another one. Yeah.
Are you going to tell people the ghost story on your channel? Because you said there's always a ghost story. Is it a long ghost
Well,
story?
yes, I might organise a chilling Christmas Eve ghost story instead. Might
Ah.
It'll probably be a recording because I know I will be busy entertaining on Christmas Eve, so I won't be able to unfortunately do it live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and of course, I'll be busy inspecting all of the output of the elves and loading up my sleigh to ensure that I'm about to go around and visit all of the children of the world because I'm such a generous, narcissistic psychopath that is really that is what I double as. When people ask, "Hey, what does HG do in his real life?" It's actually I'm Santa. Yeah.
Oh, you're Santa. I thought you had an ice cream truck to the village
Well, I
people.
do. Well, I have to have something to do during the summer months.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. So this person has a very interesting question for you. Has HG ever met someone, a beautiful woman that is at the same narcissistic level as himself? If so, how does HG handle the challenge? Have you ever met
I
a
have not
greater?
met one. I have not met one that is at the same level as me. I have had involvement with female narcissists
Hmm.
previously.
Hmm.
They are at differing levels, and it is simply a case of ensuring that I manipulate them like I manipulate anybody else. As you know from my work, a narcissist can be manipulated often by another narcissist, and in such circumstances, utilizing charm and flattery, etc., and being good looking and being urbane and interesting, all of that can be utilized for the purposes of manipulation of that individual to get the prime aims. So, in essence, it is treating them like minds. The only difference is they don't have an addiction to the narcissist like the empath does. They, of course, they have their own innate need for control,
Hmm.
as mentioned, by the application of the golden period towards them. As I've explained previously, I never take a narcissist as my intimate partner primary source. The only
Right.
involvement I've had with them is intimate partner secondary sources.
Have you, but you can tell pretty quickly after dealing with someone, you right, that they're either an empath, a normal, or a narcissist. You're able to kind of
Yes.
sort it out. So let me
Yes.
ask you
So
a question,
if I have an in-person interaction with them, I'm able to make that determination. That's right.
because I was going to ask you, because we've had quite a few interactions. I was on your channel 3 or 4 times. You've been on here 4 times. When you
Mm.
first met me on your channel, you probably didn't know I was an empath. Did you pick up on it like maybe after like the second or third interaction or through our emails that I was an empath before I took your detector? Did you pick up on any of that or no?
I think it's more a case of made that determination maybe around sort of second or third interactions that I had in
Hmm.
respect of when last year I was doing In Conversation with and If I Rule My World, etc.
Hmm.
So it was through that that I made the determination because, of course, I've not met you in person.
Yeah.
So if I meet somebody in person, there's a
Hmm.
lot more. A lot more in terms of signals that are available to me that I can pick up, so I can
Hmm.
make a determination far more quickly. Where it's done remotely, it will take longer period of time to make that
Hmm.
assessment.
Okay, so you picked up on it before I did the empath detector. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so this person says, I picked up on that, Michelle, that I'm an empath. So you picked up on that? Okay. Um, HD, what he does in the bedroom, don't think is appropriate. Okay.
What
HD, have you
sleep? Why is sleeping not appropriate? Explain to me.
exactly. So
I demand
sleeping,
that person comes back and explains why me sleeping in my bedroom is inappropriate. Account for yourself.
well, let me ask you an inappropriate question. Have you ever had sex under a Christmas tree?
No, but a Christmas tree fell on me when I was a very little boy. I
Oh,
was clambering underneath it and it collapsed on me, and so I was sort of stuck inside because it was quite heavy actually. I remember it come crashing down, and of course that resulted in punishment from my mother because I was deemed that I'd knocked it over. I don't think that I did. But no, I've not had sex underneath the Christmas tree. It'd be a bit
Or by
difficult getting underneath it when there's two of you,
by
really.
the
You'd
Christmas
end up
tree.
with needles in your arse. Might spur you on to be a bit more urgent, I suppose. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I've had the old hanky panky near a Christmas tree
Right. Okay.
because there are a number of trees throughout my
Yeah.
properties. So yeah.
It makes you a little randy, right? A little festive,
Well, not so much that. It's just a means of
Ah,
controlling people, isn't it, and getting some fuel. So
right.
I don't look at a Christmas tree and immediately go, "Whoa, I want to bone that person."
That's
Because
right.
I think that'd be a slightly strange psychological reaction. You see a Christmas tree and you immediately want to have sex. Hmm.
This person says, which is more challenging to manipulate, empath or normal?
Neither are particularly challenging, but if you're talking in terms of for narcissists as a whole, the normal will be more challenging than the empath because that's the reason. The reason why narcissists target empaths is because of the inherent addiction to narcissists makes them easier to ensnare and easier to keep ensnared. Normals don't have that addiction, therefore they are more challenging for if we're talking across the board for narcissists.
Okay. Naughty Nelly says, what if HD met an empath sorry, bless you. What if HD met an empath who knew he was a narcissist and said, I'm okay with that, but when you start the devaluation stage, I'm out of here asking for a friend?
Well, first of all, query how they might not necessarily pick up on that because it isn't immediately apparent. Because I'm not some base individual, you'd actually think that when you first meet me, because I certainly don't turn up and go, "Hello, I'm HG Tudor, I'm a narcissistic psychopath." And
Mm-hmm.
for most people, when they first engage with me, they just think that I'm a thoroughly charming, decent, interesting man. So I query how you wouldn't recognize necessarily that I was a narcissist to begin with. You probably wouldn't spot it. Therefore, you wouldn't be in a position to say, "Oh, I know you're a narcissist, I'm okay with it. But when it
Right.
gets to devaluation, I'm out of here." You just wouldn't know. You really wouldn't recognize that I was a narcissist to begin with.
Right. Someone said HG's being funny today. He's always funny.
Yeah, exactly. Who said that?
Mary
Uh,
Jules.
Mary Jules.
On the naughty list,
I'm
Mary.
I'm 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 regularly amusing Mary Jules.
He's
To get her
always
on
a
the
good
naughty list as
time.
well. I tell you what, this naughty list is growing by the moment. I'm going to
It
have to put
sure
some
is.
stick about to get you all in line, I think.
The Ultra has no peers. Absolutely.
Well,
Santa,
whoever said that, they're on the nice list.
they're on the nice list. Kathy
Yes.
says, please sing a Christmas song for us today. I don't know if he'll sing. Would you sing a
Much as
song?
I like to sing, I'm not going to sing because, as you can hear, I'm carrying a
Yes,
cough at the moment. If I
that's
start
right.
singing, I will just start coughing, and that'll spoil it. But
Um,
as you've heard in my videos, I do sing from time to time, and when I've got rid of this cough, I will sing some Christmas songs. Perhaps put them in a video for you, or make it available to the membership or such like. But if I do
yes,
it today, I will just start coughing, and that'll spoil it. So
that's
I'm going to
right. We don't want
decline that invitation. Yeah.
We don't want that. We certainly don't. So, you guys, we've had so much fun and we could just sit here and talk for hours, but we've taken up a lot of HD's time. But I want to thank everyone for stopping by. This was a lot of fun today. So, go over and check out HD Tutor. He's amazing. Check out the Ultra HD Tutor, Knowing the Narcissist. You'll find a wealth of free information, better than anyone on the internet in regards to narcissism. And
Now you're back on the nice list. Now you're
oh, I'm
back
on
on
the
the nice
nice
list.
list. See, I
Mhm.
know how to get you, HD. Then we have HD's, I know how to butter you up. We have
Mhm.
HD's second channel, Narcissism and Psychopathy. He's getting close to 10,000. So let's go over and help HD hit 10,000 subscribers. Here you can find a wealth of information on narcissism, psychopathy, and it's a really good channel, guys. So go over and check it out. And of course, you can go over and check out his amazing website, narsite.com, where he has a wealth of information. You can check out the empath detectors, the NARC detectors. You can book a consultation. And of course, he has several items that you can purchase his books, as well as checking out his blog. HD, do you have anything in particular that you would like to promote over on your website?
I would mention that today is the last day of the Black Friday promotion, where you can get 50% off absolutely everything in the Knowledge Vault, apart from audio consultations and additional word packages. So that means, for instance, and I don't often offer these discounts, you can get 50% off the NARC detector and the trait detector and email consultations and weaponized empath detectors. You can't normally get discounts off those to this extent.
Wow.
So, and if you want to find out what the code is, you just have to go to my Ultra channel and watch a short video about Black Friday. It was posted on Friday. So if you just go and look at my recently uploaded videos, it's in there, or search HG Tudor Black Friday discount. The video will come up. Doesn't take long. Give that a listen, give that a watch. You'll get the code from there and you can pop over. So there's still plenty of time. It doesn't end until midnight Pacific time. So there's still some hours. So you can avail yourself of that as some early generosity from me. And as mentioned, if you'd like to send me a card, not a crap one, a good one, naturally, then just email me at narcissist1909@gmail.com and I'll give you the gatekeeper's address and you can send that to me so that you can send me some season's greetings, some Christmas greetings, not holiday greetings, Christmas greetings. That'd be lovely. And thank you, all of you, for listening. And thank you to you, Michelle, for your excellent questions once again and having me on your channel.
Yay. And after the new year, HD Tudor and I are going to have more collaborations, but we might be looking into recorded series perhaps. We might pick y'all's brains to see if y'all have some ideas for us. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something different. Maybe we'll do it the same, but we're going to have a new recorded series for you guys. And you guys want to make sure y'all come back. And we're going to wish y'all a very happy rest of your Sunday, and be sure to go over to narcsite.com and take advantage of his very generous 50% off offer. I don't think he's ever done that before. So Carol will give y'all the link right here in the comments. And I thank y'all for stopping by. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.